ahead, Sandra.
Okay, thank you, Karine. I know you said that you don't really want to comment on an ongoing investigation, but what time did the president learn about the raid on the raid yesterday?
I don't have anything more to share, Simon. I've said all that I can about the topic.
Yeah, and also you said that the president believes in the rule of law. Does he believe in the rule of law when it comes to the former president or even his son?
I'm not going to comment anymore on both of the topics that you just mentioned. The Department of Justice is independent with their criminal investigation. The president has been very clear on that, and I would refer you to the Department of Justice on those two topics that you just brought up.
One final question from me.
Sure.
The secretary is in Africa. Yesterday he unveiled the new U.S. strategy for sub-Saharan Africa, but that strategy doesn't have any step to show how the U.S. will counter China or Russia in Africa. Mm-hmm. And why is that?
So I could say this. We want to make sure that one of the things that we made sure about this, our strategy, it had a different approach on a unique approach on about how we are doing it. So we seek to engage not only government leaders, but a wide range of African and U.S. stakeholders, such as youth, business, civil society, and the diaspora. As you know, there's going to be a summit here in December 13th to the 15th. And so that's something that I want to make sure that is said as we're headed to the summit in just a couple of months. And our relationship as it relates to Africa, we believe, is incredibly important. I just laid out what the secretary talked about. So we want to make sure we're reinvigorating and modernizing U.S. partnerships across the continent, building substantive reciprocal partnership with African governments, institutions, and public based on the principles of mutual respect, equality, and other shared values, and strengthened by our long-lasting historical and cultural connections. So we want to make sure that our commitment is there. There's going to be many issues to talk about for the summit, and as we lay out our our strategy for Africa, it's going to be about national security. We'll talk about COVID. We'll talk about food security, and we'll talk about other items as well. That's going to be important to both global challenges. That's going to be important to African nations and also the U.S.
If I can ask you this last question.
We got to move on. We got to move on. No. We got to move on. Way in the back. Go ahead.